I'm Erica Enders, two-time NHRA Pro Stock World Champion and driver of the Elite Motorsports PerTronix twin-turbo Pro Mod car. I was fortunate to have a really supportive family and a dad that was a great positive mental attitude coach. And you know, the mental side of this game is even more crazy important than the physical side and then all the work that goes on behind the scenes. But make your choice and know that that's what you want to do in your heart. Like, you can't just say, oh man, that would be cool to be a race car driver, you know? Like, I grew up watching my dad race and then started junior drag racing at 8. And when I turned 16, I got into the Sportsman Series. And when I turned 20, I started pro stock racing. I'm 35 years old now. I've done it for 28 years. It's my whole life. And I'm extremely passionate about it, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not all trophies and parties in the winner's circle. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of days that you just want to put your head on your desk and cry. But if it's something that you are truly passionate about, don't take no for an answer. Go out and get it, dream big, and find a core group of people that is supportive and has your back no matter what. That would be my advice. So I don't know if it's a prep routine or a superstition or just the way I was trained or taught, but every time I go to get in that race car, I do everything in the same order. And I think that leaves less margin for error. You know, I put my equipment on in the same order. You know, I have a bunch of switches. That's a process to start the car. I do all of that in the same order. You know, again, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm on my toes, like trying to take in all of this information. But that's like, as far as like pre-race stuff, I stretch. The Racers for Christ chaplain comes over and prays with me. I don't go down the track without a prayer. I usually call my dad before every run. He used to come to all of the races, and now he's not here as much anymore, but I'll call him before I run. So yeah, that's kind of my pre-race deal. But the key for me is like visualizing what I want to happen. So I'll sit in the car before we go up to the staging lanes and just kind of go over runs. But I like to get in the car once they call us up to the lanes. I like to get in the car and have adequate time. I don't like to be rushed. I like to get my thoughts in order, visualize what I want to happen, and then execute the best that we can. So that's kind of my pre-race deal. And trust. I mean, people are the absolute most important part of the puzzle. I've said it for my entire life, but the group of guys that I have now, I have wished for my entire career. It is so refreshing to have a group that you not only have to spend, you know, 300 days a year with, but you choose to spend your free time with as well. I mean, they've become my family. I spend more time with them than I do my own family, which is definitely interesting. But it's almost like having 19 brothers that I didn't necessarily want, but they pick on me plenty, but they don't let others pick on me. So to have them have my back, and every single time I get in that race car, there is no question in my mind that they did their job properly. And it all boils down to my safety because I'm the one in the car. So having a group that you can trust is a must, but the team chemistry is a bonus. We became a real team day one of our first test session together, and having driven for so many other teams in the past, it's not typical. It really isn't, and I know it sounds cliche, but this group it's unbelievable. Like I've been friends with them for a long time because we raced in the same division. I'm from Texas, they're from Oklahoma. So I knew who they were and, you know, saw them at a lot of races, but to be able to work with them firsthand, it was a little interesting, and from the first time I fired up that car and got to work with these guys, it was so smooth and so awesome and so fun. And you know, I'll leave the track on a weekend, my stomach hurts from laughing so much. So that natural team chemistry that I talked about is so important, and it's not something that you can buy or manufacture. It just happens, and I really lucked out with this group. There is so much that goes on behind the scenes that people don't know, and I knew, but I didn't really understand it until I became an intricate part of it. And like I'll give this Bristol race as an example. Like, we rolled in last night. My guys left Topeka on Sunday night, drove all night to get to the shop in North Carolina. We had a blown up motor. One of our teammates crashed his car that had to be repaired, and then my car needed 2 new pistons and a new rod and rod bearings. So we had 3 days to get all of this done, right? Well, our rig rolled in last night. It didn't get here until 8:30. So they unload my car and they change the 2 pistons right here in the pit area. My guys didn't get home till midnight. So it's unique situations like that people don't know. It's all of the late nights and the blood, sweat, and tears that go on behind the scenes. And then if you want to get onto the business aspect of it, like, my job when I'm not driving is to help fund this race operation. So I help with all of the marketing. I help find all of the sponsors with the help of, obviously, of my team owner Richard Freeman and a gentleman named Pete Merkel. But there is so much work that goes on behind the scenes to produce one 5.5 second pass. Like, it's unbelievable. So and that's the part of it that makes it fun. Like, when I get in that car and you shut the door and it's just me in that race car, like, that's like my fun, that's my peace, and then the rest of it is a giant circus. So it's interesting, and I wish that and that's kind of what we're trying to do with our media program, is to give people an insight to what goes on behind the scenes, because that's what's interesting, and you get to learn the personalities of our team members and then see all of the hard work that goes into making 1/4 mile pass. It's pretty cool. You know, we didn't get to this point in our career based on luck. It took a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, a lot of fundraising. But going back to what I said earlier, surrounding yourself with the right people, having a positive mental attitude, writing your goals down because you're more likely to achieve them once you write them down, and just going to work every single day and making your dream a reality.